If you're an actor looking for honest conversations about those tricky early years of the industry, then keep on watching as we figure out how we can get from the couch to the call sheet. Hi, it's Aimee, and welcome back to Couch to Call Sheet, the series where we explore what it's like in those early tricky years of the industry as actors who are still waiting for their big yes. Or any yes at this moment in time would be nice. I'll take any yes. I'm sweating. It's so warm. I'm choosing to film this during the really hot week that the UK is having at the moment, and I'm filming this in my conservatory, which is made of glass. So you can imagine my predicament at the moment. And I've just spent 5 minutes chasing a fly out of the conservatory as well. I had to open the window because it was too hot, and I thought, so yeah, I'm glad there ain't cameras in here because I've been traipsing up and down the sofa trying to get this fly out the room. But I've done it now, so here we go. Let's get into the episode. So welcome back if you're coming here from episodes 1 and 2. Lovely to see ya. And hello if you are new here to the channel. Episode 3 today is going to be about self-tapes and how we can use self-tapes as actors as a really important tool in those early years, and the benefits of self-taping and what isn't so great about self-taping, and kind of the differences when taping for theatre, when taping versus when taping for screen. So yeah, we're just going to have a chat about that today. Might be quite a short one, she says. Cut to 45 minutes later. But yeah, if that sounds of interest to you, then keep on watching and let's get into episode 3. So self-tapes. Love them or hate them, they are now unavoidably a big part of the industry, and obviously that is the direction that things are now moving in, which is a bit of a shame because I feel like I graduated in 2023, so I missed out on the era where you kind of went into the room for every audition ever. So I miss the idea of that, but controversial, I love a self-tape. I love them. I love self-taping. Whenever I get an email from my agent on my phone, when I see her name pop up, or when I see you have a self-tape request from so-and-so from Backstage or any of the other 60,000 things I apply for a day, I love it. I get such a sense of joy and excitement, and what is it going to be today? Oh, what character is it? Is it a play? Is it a screen? I love it. And I think if you have that buzz and that excitement when you get a self-tape come through, or any audition, then you're doing the right thing, is what I tell myself. I'm like, if this is making you this happy, then keep on going with it, because that's an important element of it. But yeah, I love it. I love the the element that you just have to drop everything that you're doing in the day to film a self-tape. I'm like, can't do this today, I've got a self-tape. Can't do this, I've got to do a commercial for Audi. Can't do this, I've got to do a tape for Elf number 5 on Polar Express. I love it. I love that excitement, and I love the fact that I wake up not knowing what if I could get a self-tape tomorrow and what that self-tape could be for. So I love them. I wish I had more, is the only thing, because I don't get many. But when I do, I'm very grateful and I'm very happy to do them. My self-taping process, also I feel like maybe a bit controversial, is I have never done a self-tape with a reader. Yeah, I've never done a self-tape with a reader. Please, I actually would be really interested to know if anybody else films their self-tapes this way, because I was at an audition recently where me and this other actor I was doing a chemistry read with were speaking about our processes, and I said, I don't use a reader for my self-tapes, I do it in this way, and he was like, what? That's crazy. And I was like, it's not crazy, it kind of works for me and I've had no issues so far. So for my self-tapes, I'll get a scene come through and I will learn like 100% of my lines, but I will learn pretty much 95% of the other person's lines as well. It depends. If it's a massive script, then take it with a pinch of salt. I may get someone to come in and read with me, but 9 times out of 10, when it's a 2-3 page little thing, I'll learn the whole thing. And so I've got my camera set up and I'll learn my lines, and I decide how I want the other person's lines to be said, so I kind of rehearse the whole scene as if I'm both characters. And then I'll do the scene, say my line, and leave a gap whilst I'm saying the line in my head of the other person. So I'm like reacting to nothing because there's nothing physically there, but I will be reacting as I'm saying the line in my head. Does that make sense if I explain that really in a confusing way? But it makes sense to me. So effectively, I end up with a 2-minute clip of me going, hey, how are you doing today? Oh, that's really good. That's really nice. And then I will record on my phone the audio of the other person's lines, and I will insert it on iMovie. Me and iMovie are best mates. And I will insert the line into the slots of the video that I've left. God, that was a mouthful. Does that make sense? But that's what I do. So I act with myself. And I don't mind it because it means that I am able to control the pace of the scene. I can make decisions about how I want the whole scene to look. I can decide how I want the other person's lines to be said so that they impact how I am reacting. I really enjoy that. And, I live in a village where I have no kind of acting or creative community around me. I live with my family. God love them, but if I ever asked my mum or my dad to help me with a self-tape, hi mum, because I know that you watch these, but if I ever asked them to do a self-tape, God, we'd be here for years. My mum, I think you could scrape it together. I think you'd manage. I think we'd find it funny at first because we'd just be pissing ourselves at the fact that I'm getting you to do some acting. But if my dad tried to do a self-tape with me, I love you, Gavin, but it wouldn't be the one. I once got him to do a bit of a film acting role for me because during COVID, when I was at home, I still had to finish this filmmaking module. Make that make sense, doing a filmmaking module from my house. But I got him to play a delivery driver for like a 10-second clip in my film. And he came to the door and I got him like a takeaway bag and he played a guy called Pete and I made him a badge and he did his best. And we did many takes of him literally walking up to the door saying, delivery. It was so funny. I still have the clip somewhere, but that was his debut and his last ever role that he will ever do. So yes, you got to think outside the box with these things because a lot of actors don't, live on their own or don't have access to a reader all the time. So it works for me, and I think that's the whole thing, is that you've got to do what works best for you. Like, I don't have loads of self-taping equipment as such. I use shoe boxes, candles, anything I can find to build up a tripod and then prop my phone on top. Like, that works for me. I film in my brother's room because he has a nice open window, and I never use a tripod. I do have a background, and that's probably the most expensive thing I've spent on like self-taping equipment. I'd probably maybe 50-60 quid, but it's like a green and a nude reversible background. I got the green one because I thought it will match my eyes and maybe it will make me stand out. Don't know if it's worked so far, but yeah. So like, you don't need a lot to do self-taping. Like, I feel like sometimes there's this narrative that it needs to be this Christopher Nolan 4K-esque IMAX triple feature Dolby Cinema produced thing, and it doesn't, because a lot of actors don't have access to all of that kind of stuff. So I think that's what they all say, isn't it? Is, as long as they can hear you and see you, then that's the main thing. So I try not to put too much pressure on my self-tapes, because I'm like, you're going to get what I'm going to get. I've got work in 3 hours. You've given me the self-tape today, and I've got this window to film it in. I'm going to do my best with what I've been given and make it my best and make it as professional as I can get it. But like, some people are on holiday. Some people get them at the most random, inconvenient times. Like when I was traveling last year and I got a couple self-tapes through, and I was in a hotel with awful lighting, had to film it in the bathroom. It probably looked a bit shit, but what the casting people wanted was there. I was in it, you could hear me, you could see me. It was a bit dim and I had sunburn, but I got the part, so who cares? Something that I found really helpful in the last couple of years with self-taping is trying to view it as an exercise rather than a life or death £1 million deal situation that if I don't get the job, it's going to be the end of the world, I'm never going to be an actor again kind of mindset. I've really tried to focus on shifting my mindset and shifting my mentality with anything to do with acting in the last couple of years, because otherwise it sends you into an early grave. And with self-taping particularly, I think sometimes it is something that we're not told to be scared of it, but it's like, well, how many self-tapes have you got coming through? Oh, I haven't got any, then that means I'm really bad. But it's like, there are so many reasons as to why people don't get self-tapes. There are so many reasons as to why people do get self-tapes. Like, it is just kind of one of those things where you almost can't think about it too much, because otherwise you will completely burn yourself out. I am still one of those people sometimes where I'm like, why haven't I had a self-tape since 2017? What's going on here? But by viewing it as an exercise instead of a desperate clutch for a role, I enjoy it a lot more. And like, as I said at the beginning of the video, I really enjoy them because I'm like, right, I've been given this script with this character. I've got no preconceptions of who this person is. I've been given this opportunity to play and create something that is mine for 5 minutes. I can show you what I can do. I'll send it off and I'll forget. I'll try to forget about it, but I never do. Just explore and have fun with it. And that, I think, has really helped me. And I don't know if anyone else feels the same or has that kind of same mindset, but I think it really helps when you aren't getting a lot in those early years of self-taping. Same with like any audition, like if it's an audition for a play, like when I go into London for in-person auditions, I'm like, right, it's a 2-hour workshop, it's a 2-hour theatre class, like enjoy it and enjoy actually being in the room with other actors. Because don't get me wrong, self-taping is fun, but it also can feel like quite an isolating experience because it is just you. Well, in my case, it is just me and the view from my window. You know, I don't even get to act with anybody, so that can be a bit rubbish sometimes, but as I said, it works for me and I enjoy, you know, I look back at my laptop and I keep every self-tape I ever do. I'm guessing other people probably do that, but I keep them all and I like to look back on them, and it's just quite funny to look through and be like, oh, I was playing a prostitute that day, oh, I was playing a counsellor that day, oh, that was a self-tape for that drunk girl, oh, that was a self-tape for that police officer. And to just actually see, like, oh, what is my range and what am I good at, what doesn't work quite so well. I think that's a really good tool as well to keep your self-tapes and look back at them. Like some of my early self-tapes, I'm like, no wonder you didn't get the job because you were shit. But you can see how you grow and how your techniques get better and how your self-taping technique gets better as well. So, yeah, I think it's good to hold on to the idea that self-taping is a fun thing for actors to do. And that's our job, right, is to get the self-tape, to show the casting team what we can do. Don't give them what you think that they want, is something that I always hear from like videos or other actors or directors speaking about, is make a choice, go in with your vision, lay it all on the table and then kind of walk away from it. So that has really helped me in recent years. Another thing I wanted to touch on was something that a teacher from drama school spoke to me about, and I can't remember whether it was either Josh Matheson or Richard Graham. They're the two people in my head. So if it was either one of you guys, then, oh yeah, thanks for this nugget of knowledge because I've never forgotten it. But they said to always consider when you're self-taping the medium that you would be performing in when you're doing the self-tape so that you apply the correct skills and tools. And I don't know if that's really obvious, but when I first learnt this kind of little bit of knowledge, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Like, if you're filming for a play, then maybe don't do a tape where all you can see is this. Or vice versa, if you're doing a self-tape for a TV role, don't show them your whole entire body where we then can't see what you're doing with your face. So now when I get tapes for screen versus theatre, I will always consider that. And if I'm doing something for theatre, I will stand a bit further back from the camera. I will maybe show a bit more of my body and show physicality and a bit more of the character's attitude physically, more than I would for a screen tape. For theatre, I'll maybe project a bit more, use more of my arms and be expressive and kind of consider the wider audience, because that's what you're going to have to do if you get the job on stage. But I won't do that for screen. Obviously, it depends on, you know, what the scene wants and what the role is. But 9 times out of 10, if it's a screen tape, obviously all you're going to see is this. And on the screen, because I always think, I'm like, if this is in a cinema, what is going to be the most engaging thing for the audience to see? And it's going to be this. So focus on this. So therefore, but you know, you've got less to play with when you're doing a screen self-tape. So think about how can you make it stand out in that way. So like, I'll either do a nod to the character with clothing, or I'll maybe shift my eye line, or go into the camera and then come out of the camera. So yeah, I think it's good to think about how you can switch it up with screen self-tapes, and because that's the whole thing now. It's all about how can you make it different and how can you make it stand out. And obviously a very good example of that, I'm sure everybody knows, is the Dacre Montgomery self-tape that he did for Billy for Stranger Things. A very good example, I think, of kind of pushing the boat out and taking a risk with it. And that's something I really enjoy doing with self-tapes, particularly ones for screen. because whenever I get a self-tape for a screen project, I already imagine that, not that I've kind of got the job, but I'm like, well, if I was directing this, how would I think the character would stand, or how do I think they would be in this scene? So I like kind of directing myself, I guess, and taking risks and being like, right, well, I'm the director, so this, what I say goes, kind of thing. Does anyone else think that way? But, like, for example, one of my favourite self-tapes I've ever done was in a car. Got the scene through, and the scene was set in a car. And I was like, I'm going to do it in my car. I know that normally you're meant to just have a plain white backdrop, but I think if it's appropriate, I think sometimes switching up the setting, or I don't know, like I've seen, where was it a self-tape for? I can't remember, but it was an actor who was filming in a bathroom, and the scene was her like waking up in a bathroom, so she put the camera on the floor and she woke up in the bathroom, and I think she got the job. And just changing that element of environment really has an impact sometimes. So I'm not saying for every self-tape, if it's, you know, set in a basement, go and film it in a basement, or film in your garden, or, you know, you still have to consider the fact that they're going to want to hear and see you properly. But if it works, like, go for it. I love being bold and taking risks and making choices. So I did the tape in my car, and I really enjoyed it, and it made it feel like more of a scene. And I got a call back for that. I didn't get the part, but I felt very happy with that self-tape. I was like, it might be a bit different. I don't care if it's kind of not what they want initially, but this is how I would envision it. And I think that's a really powerful thing to have as an actor, is the ability to go, this is what I see, this is how I envision it, take it or leave it, and then walk away from it. That's something I'm trying to get better at, rather than being like, this is what I can do, I think this is what you kind of want, please hire me. It's like, no, this is what I'm good at, this is my interpretation. If you like it, hello. If you don't, I'll be crying, but we'll take it and we'll leave it. I think that is going to wrap up the episode for today. I don't know how long I've been recording for, but it feels like a long time. And I don't want these to be like lecture-y episodes. I hope that's not what they're coming across as, because, like, as I said at the very beginning, I have not had my first professional job. Not that that defines an actor, but I feel like a lot of the time when I'm looking for advice and things, you know, we look at how many things have they been in, how many credits do they have, and it's like, but I also do think an actor, or a successful actor, or a hard-working actor, can be defined by more than just what is on their credit list. At least that's what I try to tell myself, because you know, I've done okay, but you know, I still want more, and I'm still working towards that. But I'm saying is, don't kind of take all this as Bible, and I'm very much just kind of reeling off. It's kind of like therapy for me in a way, kind of just reeling off how I feel and the things that I find have worked for me. So I hope people are finding these useful. I am enjoying the process of this, so like that's kind of all that matters for me. But yeah, I guess kind of the takeaway from episode 3 would be, enjoy self-taping. Don't find it as such a scary thing as maybe the industry takes it out to be. It's a free opportunity to do the thing that you love to do, and I think that's a really key thing to remember. Is I love it because I'm like, I've been given a chance to showcase what I can do. I've been given a chance to apply my tools and everything that I've learned on all the classes that I pay for, to show off what I can do. It's kind of like a marathon. You do all the training, and then the marathon at the end is the fun bit. Self-taping for me is that, really. I do all the classes, I do all the training, and then when I get the self-tape, I'm like, oh, this is the moment where I can show off what I can do. So I think that's a good thing for us actors who are kind of in the thick of it, who are working, who are, you know, grinding and getting those auditions. That is what has really helped me. So hopefully that helps other people, or other people kind of resonate with that. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up today's episode, because I don't want it to become too waffly. Episode 4 is going to be about theatre versus screen. I know I've touched a bit on today about tapes for theatre versus screen, but yes, I wanted to speak about kind of the differences when acting in different mediums, and the different audiences you get, and the different thrills and the different fears you get from acting on screen versus on stage. So yeah, it should be quite a nice episode. Yeah, I think that's it. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am at work later. I saw Choir of Man last night. Sorry, shout out to Choir of Man. If anyone is watching this who has been or not been to see Choir of Man is phenomenal, and it's one of the best little things that I've seen on stage. And I also went to see Obsession, a quick movie review at the end of the episode. So good. It was the first time in a long time I've been in a cinema and the audience around has audibly like gasped or laughed or been really, really shocked, and I really enjoyed that, because normally I'm in the cinema on my own, or with, you know, someone on a Tuesday afternoon who has got nothing better to do. So it was really nice to feel like I was in a environment where everyone was really invested in the movie. And whenever I watch a movie, I'm like, oh, I want that to be me. One day, hopefully. But yes, that is the end of the episode. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time for episode 4. Bye!